Hi guys, and welcome to monthly Lenormand reading. I'm just going to tell you quickly a little bit about Lenormand, just a minute. So Lenormand refers to two types of oracle decks, the Grand Jeu and Petit Jeu. The Grand Jeu, which is French for the big game, is based on a full deck of playing cards. So each card has a large variety of symbols, such as sometimes constellation, flowers, and Trojan War. But sometimes, like maybe you're familiar with my cards, where you have the lady holding a letter, where you have the rider, snake, and so on and so forth. The Petit Jeu Lenormand, French for the little game, is a deck of 36 cards. So cards images here are simple. As I said, a clover, a bear, a key, etc. Right? This is a simplicity in this deck that really leads to cards not being read based on the picture nor the symbol, where in tarot every line actually has a meaning, and depending on combination, kind of like they end up having different meanings. Instead here, the meanings tied to the cards are fairly literal, such as luck for the clover and success for the key. Unlike the philosophical meanings, where you have the keys sort of like entry to the gateway to the spirituality, right? In this respect, Petit Jeu cards remind me of pictorial language, almost like Egyptian hieroglyphs, right? But keep in mind that both the Grand Jeu and Petit Jeu are like in that they use card combinations to expand on the meanings on the individual cards. So you see, each card has a meaning, but 1 + 1 doesn't make 2. 1 + 1 makes it like 5, and 1 + 1 + 1 makes it 15, and so on and so forth. When you put all 36 cards on the table, it is sort of like giving almost like overview on how the situation can be seen, and it can actually really give you different aspects and what is like behind you, what is aside from you, etc, etc. 36 cards, as I told you, has like so many different possibilities and meanings, and it really requires a skilled reader to do that. So anyway, I think we are going to attempt to do exactly that. So why don't you get ready, sit down, take your popcorn, and let's get into your reading. Love you. Alright guys, Scorpio, welcome to your February reading. And again, this is a general reading. If you're making an order and you kind of like this kind of timing and positioning, you can ask for Lenormand to be a part or entire reading for you. So let's start. There are actually two significators, the gentleman and the lady. There are other cards that can actually talk about other players, which would be the snake and the fox. Where is the foxy? Here it is. And the mice, of course, can be a group of people. So anyway, let's keep on going and see where it takes us. So it's a general neutral, because this is a general reading. The gentleman, the lady, one of them can be you, like so ladies can actually be the gentleman, and then the other one can be your partner, and vice versa. So just keep that in mind. So let me see what happened. It seems to me that one of the partners may have, look at this, there is the heart in a trajectory over here, but it's also the book. So is this a secret love affair? Or is there something that is like really, really highly sexual? It is certainly something that has been built on the past. It is kind of like rather strange, because I have the stars and the moon over here, but it's combined with the lilies. So there is a combination with someone. The lilies can represent somebody with blonde hair, it can be somebody with gray hair, but it also could mean reunion with someone. So I don't know. It kind of sounds like that somebody really wanted to reunite with you, but maybe it didn't get there. Maybe it didn't get there. Maybe there is a presence of of another party over here that could be unknown to that person, that they might ask you about it. So because one of these significators connecting both with the snake and with the tower, and tower next to cross can indicate some kind of like separation or kind of like falling apart, something that also has been very significant in the past. So honestly, if I have to call it, I would say there is like more than one person, but not necessarily that there is hanky-panky. Okay, so let me explain this. It really could be that it was a situation where it was undecided. Maybe somebody was going through the divorce and it's now starting a relationship with you, and you are still kind of like wobbly. You really don't know if you should trust this separation or shouldn't trust this separation, what's going on, what's not going on. You still are kind of like hesitant if this person will go back to their spouse or not, right? So that could be one of those situations where this person is really lingering heavily on it, and that person kind of like still has or may have quite a bit of the influence, and it's either the part that you don't dare to ask too much about, or that simply you're not being told about that. So you also, it means if you are cross watcher, that you might be with a Scorpio who is not telling you everything as well. It sounds to me you might ask just that, kind of like, are we cool? Is everything clear? Do I need anything to worry about over here, right? You have the mice, because you kind of like, looks like some of you really want to have a good relationship with this person, because look, you have the ring, you have the sun, you have the bear. These are all really good things. The ring, of course, it can mean commitment. It could mean also just getting a new job as well. So let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4. It is in the house of the garden. This is definitely going to the next stage. It's definitely going from whatever you just have been dating, now like you're exclusive, from exclusive to maybe moving in, and so on and so forth. So definitely, as my first intuitive thought is like, it was a relationship, especially the sun is shining on it, right? You kind of like want to kind of like settle it down. The anchor is over here. Anchor is always good to kind of put it together, but there is a rub. Again, there is the snake on one side of this person, and there is the fox. I mean, of course, the fox and the snake do have to come out in a spread of 36 cards somewhere. But look, they're actually, you're looking in a direct vertical, horizontal, and knighting position over here. And the both of them are just around one partner. There is also the mice. So what is mice? It's somebody's feeding you with maybe information that is just pure poo-poo, right? Because the mice eats and damages. It's the vermin damage, right, going forward. But not only do they damage, but they kind of like poop everything. So it goes in both directions. So it's kind of like hard to build the house on House of Cards, right, if this is not solidified. And you cannot solidify relationships. Relationship is based on trust, on mutual respect, and on transparency. If you have any of these lacking, it is kind of like hard to move forward. So there is definitely a situation over here, guys, that this partner does want to move ahead, but this partner is not really, because look at the distance in between these two partners. So there are sort of like just really steps that need to take. And while there are many really good ones, so it can go in a really good direction, even though I have to tell you that this direction also depends on the finances. The bear is somebody's being really protective. It could be a mother. It could be, oh, hey, my son, you know, you don't touch my son. And the snake could be the mother-in-law. Or the bear could be simply the finances. And is this going to last 10, 15, 20, 30 years, till the end of my life? So, you know, we are kind of asking these huge questions when we're actually going into this kind of like arrangement. Because look at this direct line over here that this card has. We have the mice, we have the mountain, we have the anchor, and then we have the clouds. So the mice, not good. So it's kind of like moving away from something, moving away toward maybe something. So and running into challenges, running into problems. So one person is very secretive. One person may be holding this, another person is a secret, or it could be secret to just one of the partners and not to the other one. The book is always talking about these secrets. The book is like always there to open up and to find out what it is. You know, the book means phone. Let me check your phone, honey. I am never advocating checking someone. I have actually never checked on my boyfriends or on my ex-spouse. In retrospect, this maybe have been a wrong thing, because I would maybe have found things sooner. But I just like simply always felt that I don't want to play poker game with sweaty palms. You either trust or don't trust, and I felt it was my ability, not their ability. And I always felt I have to be strong enough to withhold any information that can come my way, and that is that information that is hidden here, it's doubled down here with the letter right above that. So if you're strong to kind of like resist bad information, so whether this is the person has huge debt and you just like really don't know how to kind of like surmount that, or the person is a gambler, have addiction, have girlfriends, have STD, like name it, right? You guys are, I'm pretty sure, going to tell me something I didn't even think of. Then this is information that goes like, oh, whoa, can I deal with this? And this is for life. If this person was hiding that from me, why did they do that? Was it out of embarrassment, or was it something that they kind of like wanted to contribute to themselves and to kind of like how they feel about it, right? Because look at that, there is a love there, and this kind of love is in the house of the ship. So this definitely could mean longing. It could mean something long distance, and something that has been kind of like very, very sexual. But at the same time, and sort of like some communication is either karmic communication or kind of like it's tapped and the faith kicked in that respect. Keep in mind that the tower, the letter, and the ring combination can mean marriage. But next to cross and the mountain, that also can mean a divorce or a breakup. So it looks like that it's going to really depend, and the keys are going to be in the hand of one partner. Whether this is you or this is the partner of yours, it's going to kind of hold those keys to that solution, because this significator here is in the house of the key. And I'm just trying to see where is the key over here. Key is here. And key is in the house, that's getting better, in paths. So the crossroads, right, are here in the house of the house. So again, it goes back to what I said originally. There's going to be one person deciding the destiny. So it is really up to you. If this could be you, this could be simply meaning, because the crossroads here clearly shows two. So it could be these two people that you are saying, this road I'm chopping off and I'm traveling this road. You know, sometimes we are dating two people at the same time. I'm not good at it. I honestly, I admire anybody who can do it. It's multi-dating. It's okay for first few dates, but the moment, like when I start developing emotions, I just like really feel kind of icky. So I'm rather just kind of like one person at a time, serial dater. But some people can do it, and I have been in situations where actually I did that as well. And simply how it worked at that point is that one person was vanishing, sort of like my thoughts toward this person, where the other kind of engaged me more and more. And sometimes it was very surprising. Maybe the one person who initially made good impression didn't kind of evolve inside of me like the other woman. Man, pardon me, I'd actually date other one. I said other woman, maybe I should try dating women. You never know. Never tried it. So that way you kind of really decide the intensity of those emotions, and whether they're sexual or they're emotional or both. You know, sometimes you can have intense sexual relationship. In fact, many people decide that this is the it thing, but you know what, if that's the only glue in the relationship, trust me, it's not going to be the good one. After a while, if you're eating steak every day, after a while you'll just want a hamburger or just simply vegetarian food. So keep that in mind. One person has all the keys. Another person here is actually depressed. The lady is falling in a house of a coffin. And this person is also sort of like cutting, dating over here. There is like a certain amount of fog. Where am I? Because look at this. Here we have the clouds. We have the sky and we have the coffin. That could be some kind of like remote long distance relationship, or definitely very strong longing. But this is clearly showing cutting off dating and cutting off communication in this particular case. So the child is kind of interesting, that is also showing up here, right? Because the child is showing up in the mice house. So something looks like one of these partners is really wanting to build something and really wanting to build something really, really good. But it has been undermined by the environment. And somebody's reputation is really in tatters, I would say. The coffin in the house of fame and reputation. It also could be work. Somebody's having work issues or work troubles. Especially this is kind of knighting with the key being in the pads. So it sounds to me, Scorpio, that in this month, if you're the one who has to make these decisions, you will literally make this decision. So you can actually make an error in judgment. I will tell you this one. That if you choose, we see the crossroads are going this way, because there is one person you can go to the past, but there is another person where you can go to the future. Each one of them have their issues. With the one from the past, you already know it was karmic. It looks like they were on and offs over here, highly sexual, maybe had communication issues, and it maybe has been talk about the marriage, because look at here, the moon and the coffin, and the moon here is in the ring house. So sort of like maybe you wanted to marry this person, maybe it was engagement stage. It was kind of like going in this direction, and you kind of like felt lucky with this person. It was sort of like enjoyable. But this other person that's kind of like you're going toward is actually a partner that is of a different kind, because look at the ring, the bear, the sun, the bouquet, the fish, the anchor. These are very strong cards, and these are the cards that honestly I would say they are marriage kinds. So but it's not going to be easy. Here you have the mountain, here you have the mice. It looks like with this person you still didn't go through a whole bunch of things that you have done with this one, and hence this maybe seems easy, kind of like tried and true, I know it, and kind of I can go there. But this person here is the solution for you guys. The truth is that if you wait too long to make this decision, a whole bunch of things coming in a way and sidetrack you, right? While you're going there, you might run into the mountain. And so where do you go from the mountain? You're going back to this fox, which is basically the snake, the silver fox, right? And wondering if you're making good decisions. It's almost like looks like you'll be doubly questioning yourself each point of the way. So the stork and the rider, I mean, look at this. These are all kind of like really lovey-dovey kind of conclusion cards. But the stork can also mean pregnancy, but maybe you really don't want it, or maybe there was an issue. There is also issue with gossip. There is issue with multiple partners. And the truth is like that you're really confused about everything. You're really even confused in which direction you want to go, because the stork and the child are sort of on the same tangent. Maybe some of you want to get pregnant, maybe you want to have babies, but for that you really need to know that this is it. I'm hooking up with you and it's going to be this way, because this is in the house of the garden, which is kind of weird, because even though it looks like one of these partners has all the keys in their hands, of course you need to hear yes from the other person. So that's why I'm saying do not hesitate too much. Make a right decision. I think the person from the future is a better solution for you. And then you got this card here as well, which is 7 of Pentacles. And this is kind of like a really interesting one. He's proposing, right? He is proposing. And that again goes back to this ring. right? Because the snake is knighting this ring. Maybe you have been engaged or married with somebody with the past, right? But check this out. If I follow that ring, and knighting goes to anchor, and then it goes to this lady. So you see, it also foretells comfort with a person from the future. But the Seven of Pentacles always talks about reassessment of the situation. You get to a certain stage and you go, oops, that worked well, quote unquote. So let me see, what the heck is this mountain? Let me see why I'm running into these issues. Maybe you're simply, some of you running into issues because there are too many players in the game. And the crossroad that is coming up really, really soon is going to be very, very important, right? And lastly, the fox is in the house of the woman and the mice are in the house of the man. So be very careful, as both partners might have the hidden agenda. Transparency, so the sun, which is in the house of the child, which means certain things from the past have to come to the surface and be clarified in order to move forward. So be ready for that, my dear Scorpio. Again, this is a general reading. For the private reading, contact me. Thank you so much, guys. I admire you, love you, and talk to you soon. Bye.